Steve Austin has everyone talking about his recent comments about a potential another match and potentially wrestling CM Punk. But in this video, I'm going to tell you why Steve Austin fans need to admit something about Austin, because Austin obviously is one of the biggest stars in the history of the pro wrestling business, right? He drew major money for WWE and that evil Vince McMahon. But what he brought to the table was a good old boy, someone who resonated with you and I, someone who didn't get along with their boss, someone who rallied up against the institution, against a major corporation, and although had losses, also had major victories, right? And so when it comes to Steve Austin, he's always going to be a major name for the company, a major name for wrestling fans. And Austin, he came out of retirement at WrestleMania 38 for a match with Kevin Owens, his first match since WrestleMania 19 when he wrestled The Rock in 2003. And in 2023, WB wanted him to wrestle at WrestleMania 39. However, that simply could not happen because of filming commitments for his A&E show at the time. So he passed on the offer. And while speaking with ESPN for a new interview, Austin was asked about a potential return to the in-ring abilities that he can bring. The in-ring return to the squared circle, if you will. And Austin said that he dissected the match with Owens and what he could improve on. He said, I said I never get in a ring again unless all the stars aligned. And for some reason, somehow they did. And at the age of 57, I headlined the first night of WrestleMania. I never thought I'd do that. If you had told me that when I retired in 2003, I would have said you're crazy. So I'm not going to sit here and say no to anything because you never say never in this crazy business of sports entertainment. Now, look, when CM Punk returned to WWE in November of 2023, there was a report that there were people in WWE pushing for Punk to wrestle Steve Austin, something teased a decade ago while promoting the WWE 13 video game. Now, WB and CM Punk had reported talks about a potential match. And although many ideas were floated to Punk, the idea situation would have been for Punk to meet with Austin to go over ideas. But reportedly, the two sides needed to get through a lot, quote, for the match to happen. And that kind of just went off into the distance. And we didn't hear about it because CM Punk was supposed to wrestle Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania 40. Now, regarding a potential match with CM Punk, Austin said this in regards to a potential match. It would be a good one. I like Punk, and I think Punk likes me. So as long as he can take a stunner, I consider him a great friend, a great guy, and a great wrestler who had a great career. We'll see. Now, Austin noted he loves wrestling more than anything that he's done in his life and how it can be addicting. Austin added, I get excited. I'll start talking too fast, but it's not going to happen, but it could happen. End quote. Now, Austin did note that he does have an idea for a final opponent, but doesn't want to reveal it or add any pressure to be to make it happen. So, with all that being said, with all the comments about a potential match with CM Punk, a potential retirement match, this is what Austin fans need to admit. The man is a few years older than he was at WrestleMania 38. He should not wrestle again. He shouldn't. And coming from someone who's a Steve Austin fan and who was very excited to see him return at WrestleMania 38, it's too perfect to go out on to do another match. And I don't care who it's with. I don't care if it's against Roman Reigns or CM Punk or whatever. The match with Owens, it was there. It was more of a brawl. It was more of a spectacle. What you want out of a Steve Austin return match, a retirement match, is the promos leading up to it. We got one promo from Austin leading up to that match. We got a quick in-ring promo segment with him and Kevin Owens that wasn't anything to write home about. And we had a match that was what it was. If you're gonna do an Austin retirement match, you need those promos to be built up. And I don't think that would happen. And I think it would be a major mistake to book a Steve Austin versus CM Punk match and not have big promo segments leading up to it. It would be a mistake. I also think at 60, Austin wrestling in any other state than Texas for a retirement match is a mistake. He got to wrestle in his home state for his final match against a guy that he passed on his iconic finishing move to, and someone that he thinks extraordinarily high of. How can you top that? And that's why Steve Austin shouldn't wrestle again.